For more on the New South Wales election is Glen Druery from the consulting group Independent Liaison, a government relations company that works with minor parties and independents. Glen, you've been crunching the numbers. What do you make of how Pauline Hanson is travelling? Could she still be a chance for the upper house?
Look, it's an interesting story. I've been watching these numbers closely since Saturday night, and there is a clear trend that Pauline Hanson is increasing her lead against the Greens' third candidate. This morning when I got out of bed and looked at it, she was 0.01 of a quota ahead, but in normal people speak, that's about 200 votes. Just now, before we went on air, I looked at it again, and she's now about 400 votes ahead of the Greens' third candidate.
I understand that you've been in contact with One Nation. They're looking to use Pauline Hanson's bid to springboard back into federal politics. Is that right?
Look, there's a few whispers around that, Pauline, if she gets up, that she may use this as a springboard to have a crack at the next Senate election.
And if she doesn't, though, do you think that'll be it for her for politics?
Gosh, you're asking the wrong person that. I mean, people have been saying that about Pauline for a long time now. I personally don't think so. I think she's going to be around for a little bit longer. She eats and breathes politics, and especially elections. Where
do the Greens stand? They've obviously missed out on their target for those 2 lower house seats, but just how disappointing do you think this result was for them?
The Greens are spinning out the line right now that preferences and pre-polls and absentee votes will get them over the line. But, they've done disastrously badly in this election. There's been a hemorrhaging of votes away from the Labor Party, and most of it's gone to the coalition. The Greens have picked up hardly anything. They've failed in their 2 lower house seats, although counting is still going on in Balmain. But, boy, oh boy, if I was a Green strategist, I think I might be getting the Herald next week.
You do advise independents. We saw the independent vote decreased in this election. There's been a lot of chatter about whether or not we should be blaming people like Rob Oakeshott and Tony Windsor for that. Just how big was the swing away from those independents? Do you think the brand is damaged?
We've seen 3 really good local members go. Dawn Fardell in Dubbo, Peter Bessling in Port Macquarie, and Peter Draper unfortunately lost his seat of Tamworth. And they were great community representatives for their electorates. Unfortunately, I think the big picture issue here is not so much what the federal independents have done, but the whole it's time factor. And those independents were caught up in this whole swing away from Labor.
What about the upper house now? Of course, we've mentioned Pauline Hanson, but is it too early to tell just who will hold the balance of power?
Now, the upper house is where the real story is, particularly for people who are in business, big business. The O'Farrell government has a range of reforms they want to get through. Major infrastructure projects are on the board to happen. But people are going to have to deal with the likes of the Shooters Party, the Shooters and Fishers Party, I should say, the Christian Democrats, and possibly, if Pauline Hanson gets up, she may, in some rare occasions, have the balance of power.
Interesting stuff. We'll keep a close eye on it. Thank you, Glen Druery, for your time.